pretty clearly bad and has been bad for a long time, according to the American Studies Association. 61% or something like that of the folks finishing PhDs in the field are seeking academic jobs, and something like 12% are getting those jobs.
Most of us who are sane, right, go in the job market the very first year here or second year here, right, take a little breather and dive back in, right, looking for a non-casual position, a tenure track position, right. So, as far as I'm concerned, our status is the status of a postdoc with a vague, distant promise of tenure if you behave.
I feel like there's so few jobs, and there's so many people from multiple cohorts on the market at the same time, that now, if you have a life, when you're in graduate school and you have a relationship and other, things that are going on in your life, your ability to actually shape your own life and also have a successful career in academia are very hard, particularly for women. But it's almost like being in the military, because you feel like, you have to hold on to that one full-time job and just, leap at it, because you never know when that opportunity is going to happen again. So you feel like you're being stationed wherever, the job happens to be.
It starts to become a question. If, let's say, you're interested in the abstract, in becoming a teacher, working with undergraduates, making a career in higher education, and just looking at the kinds of career paths out there, one would be crazy not to question whether it would make sense to go to graduate school, to spend 6-8 years getting a PhD and then turning around and having some really bad options out there.
And I think that once I elected to do this, it became very clear that there were there were few people who looked like me or who were not white and male who were also doing this, and were also doing this in secure jobs. Reducing the number of full-time faculty makes me very nervous, not only for myself but also for the future, and it means little. Sadly, it means little to me to be trying to implement all of these really, really creative and really dynamic and really sort of committed diversity initiatives at the same time, when there's no place for these people to go, and the center of the academy stays the way it is.
I think the biggest thing is the silence about this problem. I feel like one of the things that graduate student unions are doing is actually, giving a voice and a name to this problem.
One of the best teachers that I had here, who was an advisor to me for my first couple of years, is not here anymore. And if Yale made the commitment to make sure that its best teachers were provided good jobs and secure jobs for a longer period of time, she would still be here, and I'd have an opportunity to work with somebody who I was very inspired by and who I think helped me produce the best academic work that I've produced. So
it does seem to me that the Yale administration and the administrations of other universities like Yale could really play an important role nationally by taking a strong position against the erosion of tenure track teaching positions.
So we consistently struggle with the university to make sure that the jobs that are created here are good, permanent, stable jobs with opportunities for advancement and benefits.
it's really important that Yale remember that its primary mission is to provide great teachers and provide a great education, and to do that it really needs to make sure that those jobs are good jobs?
Well, I think Yale specifically has a particular place in not just U.S. academic culture, but global academic culture, and they really have a chance to actually take a lead in changing things and sort of stemming the tide of casualization by actually coming out in front of this problem and actually acknowledging it and taking steps on their own campus to actually make sure that casualization is not happening. Because I think that in a lot of ways Yale leads other schools, and so if they were to start making a change, then perhaps other schools would recognize that this was an important part of improving academic life.